Sup UFS clowns, got a new video for you today. It's a video gonna showcase a deck that I built that I can't play because I can't play UFS because I live in an area that doesn't play UFS. I'll probably move to Vegas eventually just so I can play this game and get official cardboard. But yeah, so I want to play, I want to play this deck and a billion other decks. It's a Benimaru. It's a deck that no one plays except scrubs because people think it's a B or C tier character. But I would feel comfortable beating the shit out of, Lord Raptor or any other deck with this character, especially off Chaos. Yeah, Benimaru is a pretty cool character. He's in all the best anime. He gets all the girls. He stuns everyone, and really, there's no great like anti-stun except Cadenza, who is definitely B or C tier. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into that. So it's off Chaos. Off Chaos. Attack count is 18. No actions. 5 assets. Let's see, what do we got here for foundations? Times 4. I'm alone with my Joker and you. So some of you, little known fact, may not know. It's the best card in the game right now. It kind of does everything. It lets you draw cards to defend yourself. It gives your opponent some bait to draw, so you can like use Train by the Streets or Petty Theft. And it sets up your kill turns nicely because it shapes your hand, and it lets you choose higher difficulty or any attack really to make it way easier on your next turn, which gives you a shitload of value if you play more than one copy of the revealed card on your next turn. Yeah, and it's great. And especially in this deck, it's even better because I don't care about my opponent drawing cards because, I'm just going to stun them out. They're probably going to be able to play like 2 blocks at most. They're not going to be able to use the card they draw off this. I don't care. So, yeah, 10 out of 10. Always put this in all your decks. Yep. Moving on. Times 2 Petty Theft. It's pretty good in this deck, especially because of the synergy with I'm alone with my Joker and you. And in any normal circumstance, I might keep it at 1 copy, maybe. But 2, maybe I might even bump it up to 3 just because of the synergy it has. But it doesn't have a block, and you kind of need blocks when you don't have like Templar to sit on to just keep you alive. You gotta actually have cards on your or blocks on your other cards. Times 2 Ever Hopeful. So in this deck, I like to kill them in 1 turn. Ideally, I don't poke. There might be turns where all the time, turns I plan to kill them, but it doesn't go through, so I stop attacking. And so yeah, Ever Hopeful. I'd only want to play it defensively, so I only have 2 copies in here. I don't want to hold multiple copies the whole game, so that's why I only have 2 copies, plus there's no momentum shenanigans. And I don't really care about adding foundations to their hand since I'm, going to stun them all anyway. Times 3 Bridging the Races. It's basically like 2 foundations in 1. I got plenty of ways to ready this foundation on my turn and my opponent's turn. And plus it's got a +2 mid block. It's pretty great. Almost 4 copies, but I gotta make room for like Iron Will. Times 4 Built for Speed. Sometimes like 1 or 2 speed is all the difference it makes to make my my attacks go through. And the cost is basically free. It's got a high block, pretty important. It's got 6 control. 10 out of 10 spam there, yeah. Times 3 Granted a Body. This is the card that makes "oh, you're dead, bitch" on turn 2 really possible and probably happen a lot, especially since this deck plays a 7 difficulty attack. Granted a Body, amazing. Simply amazing card. Times 2 Return Home. Really easy to include 2 copies of this because of the +2 high block. And just all around good ability. Good in any situation almost. Times 3 Wallet Goro. Just play it. Hits your stage almost instantly. Like basically your health just goes up by 3 with like no cost. Excellent card. Times 4 Powerful Assassin. Yep, one turn kill deck pretty much. So anything to keep you alive. And this is one of the best cards at doing that. Pick up more cards to block with, reduce speed. It's got it all. It's got it all, baby. Times 4 alluring temptress. This will be the most free damage you ever had in your life. Just playing Benimaru with all stun attacks and having this in your stage, that'll be the freest damage you ever had, even freer than flawed energy core. Times 2 hakkesshu of death. Yeah, so sometimes I might get a momentum. Some games, like probably even against like high vitality characters that run enough defense to keep themselves alive, then it might take 2 turns to kill them. And with this card, I'll have more blocks on their turn and more attacks on my turn. Times 2, really easy to fit times 2 into this deck. Times 3 Iron Will. So basically, I have to hit them with rai-kou. That's the only way to win, and this card makes it really easy. As long as I have 1 copy of this in my stage by like turn 3, then I'm good to go. You good to go? Go kill him. Go kill him, champ, with your Iron Will. So assets, we got times 3 golden tickets, plus 2 low block, pretty good. Pretty good ability on it, and it's got a momentum dump in case I ever do get momentum. Yeah, pretty easy to fit in there. Also easy to side out if I'm fighting an opponent with asset hate. Times 2 Team Japan, 6 control, good ability. Easy to fit in there. Easy to fit in. Just like golden ticket, makes my kill turn really easy. Put granted a body on between Team Japan, golden ticket, granted a body, and I'm alone with my Joker and you, and bridging the races, and to return home, I can play like all the rai-kou I want. Granted I draw them. Basically by turn 3, as long as I don't get completely wrecked and don't draw shit for attacks, then I'm gonna probably destroy whatever deck is in front of me, as long as it's not cadenza, but who's gonna play that? That's a shitty deck. Only scrubs are gonna play that. Attacks. Times 4 hyperbomb. It's got a plus 2 high block. It's got stun 2 on it. It's got a nice little draw 1 ability. And probably the best part about it is I can choose and destroy whatever foundation I stun with it, which will be 3. I'm going to stun 3 foundations with this card. And I'm going to be able to blow it up as long as my vitality is less than my opponent's, which will be really often because Benimaru has 20 vitality. So basically one of the best pokes ever. It's like I'll play it, I'll blow up a foundation, and you also have to block it, or else I draw 1. It's great to play on turn 2, and it's great to play at the end of the game because it still has stun 2 on it. Times 4 rai-kou. This is the bread and butter. If this hits you, you take 12. If Benimaru is ready and can give it plus 1 to its stun rating, this attack deals 12. 1 attack dealing 12 damage and has stun 4, and commits assets and burns 2. This makes the turn 2 kill all really possible. You just put granted a body on top, or you name this card with I'm alone with my Joker and you just kill them on turn 2, or any turn after. It doesn't matter really. Whatever is best. Whenever you draw it, you just kill them with it. That's how it works. Times 4 chasm buster. Yeah, pretty solid attack. Yeah, lots to write home about. All the big numbers on it. Pretty nice. Yeah, auto include in any deck that has those symbols on it. Super Inazuma kick times 4. It's definitely not the best attack, but I'll probably be holding on to my attacks as blocks pretty often in this deck, and it's got a plus 2 low block, and it gives more damage to my rai-kou, which I'm gonna make sure that hits because of my Iron Wills and my build for speeds. So it's pretty good, even though there's other attacks I'd rather play, but they don't have as good blocks. Shining Blade times 2. Pretty amazing attack, except for the not having a block. Usually it'll hit for 5 damage and have stun 2, and it's got low, and it's only 4 difficulty. Yeah, I chose this card to round out round up my attacks from 16 to 18. Pretty good attack. So this deck has a lot of survivability, a lot of lethal potential for the whole game. No matter how long the game goes, you're always going to be able to stun out your opponent's, whole staging area. There's very little that can kill you on turn 2 or 3 because, you're playing Powerful Assassin, Wall of Goro, Granted a Body, Ever Hopeful, I'm Alone with My Joker, and you to, name blocks with. Yeah, personally, I'd much rather play this deck than Lord Raptor, because there isn't really a deck that can survive getting stunned and then getting hit by rai-kou Ken for 12. So if any kiddies want to play this deck and be able to kill your opponent on turn 2 and every other turn afterward, probably should try picking up Benimaru. Yeah.